Good morning, guys. We could tell really by our attendance yesterday that the COVID-19 coronavirus is definitely going to impact our attendance moving forward as we get closer and closer to testing. We're waiting for city mandates to determine whether or not we're not allowed to have classes, but as long as we are allowed to have classes, we're going to find the best and safest way to do so. We're going to pay attention to attendance over the next week or so, see how those things are going along, and then make an adjustment potentially to get to President Trump's suggestion of no more than 10 people. And if that happens, we're still going to try to make this as convenient as possible for you guys, but also safe and in a way where everybody's going to be able to learn. And so keep your eyes out on that. We're going to put that information out on Facebook or on emails if that is what we ultimately have to do. Now, in the meantime, we've had several parents who have been just really excited about the fact that they can train at home. I'm going to give you guys a little bit of a workout to do today at home to help you keep your training up where it needs to be and help just keep them up and moving. So we have two sections to the workout for today. You have your form focus, and when I say form focus, this is not a sweat type workout initially. What I really want you to focus on is how can I improve myself? I've had a lot of students ask me, why do we have mirrors up at the front? We have mirrors up in the front because if you go back to 1990 style Taekwondo, a lot of the time what you did was you analyzed all of your positions in a mirror. Are my stances where I think that they are, not just where I feel like they are? So this first section of your form practice, we want you to focus strictly on your section of the form with an aim towards perfection. And when I say that, I've talked many times about how do we prioritize our form. I want you to prioritize from the floor up. So if I'm in a front stance, I want to focus on the width of my stance. I want to focus on the direction of my feet, the angle of my knee in relation to my hip, and whether or not my weight distribution is where it should be. Once my feet, knees, and hips are where I need them to be, then I'm focused on my torso. Am I straight forward? Am I where I need to be? Anytime I'm retracting my arms, I'm going to retract just above my belt, almost as if I'm pushing my belt down with the backs of my hands. Same position if we were to prepare for a move at our belt. When we're crossing, we think about our elbows being up high, shoulder level. And then if we are informed on that, the direction of our hands, how they're different from a low block, an inner forearm block, an outer forearm block, a knife hand strike. So as you're going through this, you need to ask yourself after every move, go through that mental checklist. Am I fixing everything that I'm supposed to be fixing? Am I closing in on perfection? Obviously not attainable, but doesn't mean it's not worth shooting for. So we want you to focus on your section of the form only. White and yellow belts, that's 10 moves. Green belts, that's 5 moves. Blue belts, that's 8 moves. Your section of the form, considering that it's only that many moves, it's very easy for you to really pour yourself into that section. So 3 times through your section of the form. Once you're done with that, then we're gonna work out a little bit. So you're gonna do your entire form. After you're done with that form, we want you to hold a plank for 45 to 60 seconds. 45 seconds, if we can get there. 60 seconds is if we can do it unbroken. That would be awesome. After that, you're gonna do a wall sit for 45 to 60 seconds. So if you're thinking about the plank position, you're gonna go to that low plank on your forearms, keeping our back straight, flat, balls of the feet on the floor. We're gonna hold this position for 45 to 60 seconds. When you're doing the wall sit, what I want to focus on here is getting my feet out, not way away from the wall, but just where they're basically under my knees, keeping my low back against the wall, shoulders against the wall, and maintaining my arms off of my legs. So if my arms are here, 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 that's fine. If I start to do this, then I'm not doing the drill right. So you're gonna finish the form, you're gonna finish that plank hold, then you're gonna finish the wall sit. You're gonna do all 3 of those things 3 times. So 3 times 3 there. Once we finish 1B, we're gonna get into our shadow boxing. So one of the hurdles that we've really kind of had to tackle as we look forward to how this training is gonna look for the rest of the cycle is sparring, where we are still able to maintain distance. How do we continue to improve? How do we get better? So we're gonna have you work first on a technique that I put a lot of importance on in sparring, a lead leg triple round kick. The goal here, number 1, is leg control, being able to keep all 3 kicks above the belt and maintaining your hands and your posture. If you find that this foot starts turning here, mom and dad, if you are participating in this with the kids and you notice that their foot is here, really try to continue to push them to remember to pivot that foot away. That elongates the body, makes our kicks a little bit longer, but also more importantly, it puts our knee in a safer position. So Front leg triple round kick. Out of their fighting stance, they're gonna lift that lead leg up. 1, 2, 3, set it back down. Control your hands, control your positioning, set it back down. 10 lead leg triples with the left leg, then 10 lead leg triples with the right leg. All we're trying to do here is kind of prime the mind for how we wanna think about our entries into our tournament sparring, not tournament sparring, but into our sparring cycle in general. Is when we're lifting and we're moving off of this, I want to think about how do I cover the distance between myself and my opponent. Lead leg triple round kick is a great technique to start your combinations with. After you finish that lead leg triple, 10 times each leg, we're going to get to this second section. And they're going to do simulated sparring rounds. 2 minutes on a timer. I want them to throw combinations. Now, when we talk about our rules of sparring, normal rule number 1, hands are up. Rule 2, take turns. And rule 3, throw at least 3 moves. So when we get into those 3 rules, what that really is telling our guys is we want to throw combinations. Well, it's kind of hard to take turns when you're all by yourself. Mom, Dad, if you'll notice in their sparring gear bag, you should have a focus pad. This is an opportunity for you to, we'll say participate. So you get a chance to maybe swing at the kids a little bit, encourage them to throw their blocks, not swinging 2 arms, shielding type techniques, but where does the block go? And you can even kind of participate with them on this drill. So they're gonna go 2 minutes, combinations, whatever that looks like is fine. I wanna use my lead leg, maybe I can incorporate that triple round kick, throw my hands, move off the line, simulate where my opponent might be going, simulate my blocks and how I would counter off of that block. At the end of that 2 minutes, they have a little exercise interval. So we're gonna do 3 rounds of this. 2 minute sparring round, followed by 10 push-ups and 10 sit-ups. So when they do their push-ups, neutral, spine back is flat, chest down, up. They're gonna finish 10, roll over. When they do their sit-ups, realistically, I'm okay with just sit up, touch your heels. If they struggle with that a little bit, then you can put your feet out, sit up, and try to touch your toes. If they still struggle with that, one thing that you can do is kind of brace their feet and just give them a little bit of a pull on the arm. When you do that, that'll help them to sit up. It's less about muscle and more about how to engage the muscle. Once they understand how to do that, they'll be off and running. So they finish that 2 minute sparring round, 10 push-ups, 10 sit-ups, then 9 push-ups, 9 sit-ups. Then we're gonna go back to that plank hold. And they're gonna hold a plank for 30 seconds. After that, round 2, we're gonna lower that number to 8 push-ups, 8 sit-ups, 7 push-ups, 7 sit-ups, another 30-second plank hold. And finally, round 3, 2 minutes, 6, 6, 5, 5, 30-second plank hold. At the end of this, they probably should just want to lay down. So that's for adults, teens, kids alike. Hopefully this gives you guys something to do. Start your day off the right way. We will still be having classes tonight, so we would love to see you guys out here. And until they make a change, we're doing what we can to make sure that our academy is as clean as we can make it and that our safety standards are first and foremost. So we look forward to seeing everybody tonight. Otherwise, you guys have a great day.